He's cool.
And he's legs.
And I'm Zan, and returning is
Big Duke 6.
Big Duke 6. Where have you been? Hey, by the way, guys, our guest tonight, you guys know him, Diggity-208, kind of a big deal.
Oh, I doubt it.
I don't know about that, sir. How you doing?
Well, I'm going to start with the post Metalstorm. Sell me on Metalstorm.
You want to know about Metalstorm?
Yeah.
Well,
has he not seen the commercial?
Have you not seen the YouTube video?
I know nothing of it.
Yeah. Oh man!
When I jumped in, I was going to jump in both feet.
Well, you gotta watch that video. That YouTube video is awesome. You might hear somebody. You might hear someone's voice in there.
Oh,
maybe.
Who'd we hear?
He's right here. It would say is they're dead.
He's right here.
Yeah. Where are you?
Hey guys, remind me, who is this unknown, and why does he have a Metalstorm poster behind him?
I wouldn't quite say he's unknown. I mean, he's kind of a big deal. He's been around for a while.
So I've been told.
Yeah, I've been playing Metalstorm for a while, and he's always been a pretty good wingman and an even better opponent.
Right on, brother.
There's nothing better than a good match against someone who knows what they're doing. It definitely pushes you to play a little bit better, and I've definitely had that with Diggity and a whole bunch of other guys from his squad there.
Oh yeah, it helps to have a good squad behind you for sure. Can't do it alone.
Well, Kegs and I do it alone, but speaking of Kegs, by the way, he's very sorry that he missed this one, Diggs.
Right.
Just so you know. Anyway, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, let's see. I've been married for almost 15 years now. I got I got 7 children.
What?
3 biological and 4 stepchildren.
Holy.
So they're all out of the house but one. When we got married, we had all of our rooms filled. They all left and we started over with another one. So
keep the cycle going. It's fantastic. Damn, dude, 7 kids? That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it was a handful.
Well, how do you manage that many kids?
Well, so a lot of them were teenagers, right? So, I mean, I don't know if you have kids. Most teenagers can pretty much take care of themselves while you're at work, and we just both worked, and they all did pretty good in school. They didn't get in too much trouble. I'm not saying they didn't get in trouble, but not too much. So they're all good kids. They're all out and about.
Bro, what you got? Super sperm? What? Your rabbits?
No.
Yeah.
So
you guys are rabbits mating every year?
My wife has 3 biological kids, and then my stepdaughter is actually her niece, and she raised her since she was 9, so it's pretty much her daughter. And then I have 2 of my own, and then we have 1 together. So 7 all together. It was fun. It was busy.
I'm sure it was fun making them. Absolutely. So pretty much the mansion's empty, huh?
House is pretty empty now, except for 1 13-year-old and 3 dogs.
And the wife?
And the wife, yep. So we both work at the same place. And then oh yeah. Well, the place is not quite empty. My wife, she turned it into her little art room, so she does some paint pouring, and she does whatever people want. She makes these big, huge trivets is what they're called, I think. It's like a hot plate. And she'll put whatever colors you want, whatever design you want, animal, fairy, I mean, you name it. She'll put whatever you want on there and whatever colors.
Well, does she sell them?
Yeah. Well, she sells them like word of mouth. She doesn't have like a website or anything, but yeah, she does sell them.
Oh, cool. So she could make a CoolKegs podcast one. Was
I
like,
bet you she could. I bet you.
that'd be awesome.
Right. We'll put that over.
Don't
So
know.
do you do like impressions or anything? Like,
Sometimes on here, I become one.
On here. On here. I
Short
become
stories from what? Like what kind of stuff were you doing before?
When I was on here, I was doing like Macho Man, Carl Childers, what Beavis, Bigfoot, animal noises. And I was doing stuff like I did a lot of documentaries on military history also, and so I go from serious to not so serious in a heartbeat, flip flop back and forth.
in fact, he has the highest video on our
Yeah.
channel right now, I think.
Yep.
Well, Zan, Duke, did you guys think we'd ever be podcasters? I mean, this is crazy.
Well, honestly, I didn't know that we were ever going to podcast at all when I met him.
I get that. Yeah, 100%. So what World War II games do you play?
Yeah,
What's out there?
yeah, there's I can't even remember all of them.
World
Thunder.
Well, yeah, I do those too. I love big gun battle. I love big gun battle wagons. So I do World of Warships, and there was another one that was a off one that was really good as far as naval battles.
Right.
But I'm trying to think. There's
Flying
like let me see. I can't even think of the names of all these games. I've got like 15 games that I know of that I've played.
Well, pretty soon we'll hopefully just be playing one. Just one.
Is it
Just one.
is it 5-on-5? Is that
So what? Yeah. So it's 5v5. So War Wings was 4v4, right? But this is it was World War II planes. There was a couple planes that had missiles, right, or rockets they called them, but mainly all guns. So and that's what I loved, right? And then that game died, and so then I got introduced to Metalstorm by T-Lock, 4.5 years ago, and it was jets, and I was just like, ugh. I don't want to do jets, man. Everybody's just firing missiles and this and that. And, I played it for a little while and I left it. But there was just a big, huge hole in my heart because I didn't have a flying game to play anymore. And, I tried all the games on the App Store and they were all just junk. Even the ones that costed money, they just looked like shit, to be honest. I'm not going to spend money on the shit. So.
Hey, Diggs, can you tell me about T-Lock and the loose cannons?
Well, he got so the loose cannons was one of the we were before. I don't even think we were allowed squads, to be honest. Well, I think maybe we were. Anyway, he was one of the first squads, the loose cannons, right? And a lot of these squads that you see now are people that were in the loose cannons and then branched off and made their own squad. Because I was in Kerr and War Wings. I'd always been Kerr, but there was no Kerr over here. It was just them. And then once we started getting more testers and players, we branched off. And a lot of squads have branched off from T-Lock squads. Not so much anymore, but at the very beginning, man, a lot of those squads were, branched off of him. So he was like the tree, and we were all just branched off from him. So
he's Odin.
And
he's Odin.
He was the original moderator for Metalstorm server. So,
well, hey Diggs, I know that you play other flying games and have played a lot of games. You ever play Sky Warriors?
Well, I wasn't ever part of Sky Warriors, so I don't know. Well, I never even heard of that game, to be honest. I might have looked at it and went no thanks, because I've seen it ever since you guys came over. I mean, God, what's that Metalstorm server at right now? Like 15,000?
Somewhere around there now, yeah.
Yeah, when you guys started in what was it, November or December or whatever? I mean, there was only 1,000 in there. There's 15,000 members in that server now. It's crazy. Yeah.
Did LAA
I mean,
swap over to Metalstorm now?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
they're
they got-
very
yeah,
present
okay.
in the Metalstorm.
Yeah, so they got 3 squads over there.
Oh yeah, so we've got Friday night fights. We've got FAFO Sundays. In fact, this evening I'm sure we'll have stuff going on. You can come and be part of the fun and check it out.
dude, it's pretty killer.
So we do a squad challenge. We link up with other squads, and we have ourselves a little mini war. We customize the matches. So, you know, if the other team or something, they have like, let's say they love 15s, or they like a certain type of aircraft, or they want to do like guns only, we'll set custom matches up, and we can do like, you know,
Dude, it's killer. It's a great place
to do
to
like 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3. I mean, we can do all kinds of stuff, and that was one of the things that we all wanted when we played Sky Warriors. Was that we were always like, you know, when we have a war against another squad, rarely do you ever face them directly. It's always just everybody's grinding for points, and that's all you're doing. Like here, you can actually make your own war and go at it just each other in various situations and scenarios that you put together.
Well, dude, it's a really good place to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
which is
sounds
fantastic.
like Metalstorm corrected some of the things that we had problems with when I played Sky Warriors, like I say, and being able to customize.
Yeah.
And,
well, one of the main
part. You're gonna love this. Check this out.
Yeah, one of the
How
main
much do you
things
think it costs
is
for a tank of gas
free.
here? Oh, you're killing it, man.
Oh,
Yeah, there ain't no fucking tanks of gas here, bro. Nothing. You just fly. You fly all day, all night until your wife freaking kicks you out of the house and still play.
yeah, you don't.
Or you're
spend
not
a
paying per
dime.
missile either. Well, hey, Legs, like, how much does it cost to play Metalstorm? Is it expensive or like per missile? I don't know, level?
No, I mean you don't even have to spend money. You just have to play, right? You can play over and over and over again. If you're persistent, even if you're not that good, you can get pretty much the same rewards anyone else is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Every day is limited.
So
to
I'm a machine, pretty
it's
much.
actually pretty easy to keep up.
The guys at USN thought I was a AI for the longest time because I wouldn't go to sleep. I'd play a 3-day for war. I'd play through the whole war and sleep after.
Right?
And
Yeah.
they're like, still up going? Yeah.
So,
Nobody
yeah,
else
I mean,
here's
when
the
I
other
first
thing.
started playing, I didn't want to play with jets, right? I didn't want to play with missiles, because I would like World War II stuff, and
yeah, that's me.
But the more I played it, like, and it's changed a lot since the very beginning. But the way it is now, and here's what I like about it too, right? Is you get 5 guys, 2 guys, whoever you party up with, you can go in solo if you want. You wait at the most 2.5 minutes, which is ridiculous for bots, in my opinion. I digress. Right. But you go into a match, it's 5.5 minutes. Every match is different, right? And you're done. And it's instant gratification. You don't have to take off and land and do all the setup, and like all that stuff's cool, but I don't want to play, you know, an hour game, an hour to get somewhere and then get shot down and have to start, it's
the real
instant
battle.
gratification.
Right. If you have a 10-minute window, you have enough time to play a match.
And as far as gameplay goes, how's the controls? Can you, like, particular jet you have? Are you able to pull like split S's and been able to use tactics in air tactics?
Oh yeah.
So you can.
Absolutely.
And so there's 5 different types of planes, right? And what I was saying too is with the missiles, right? So the way the game is now, I mean, every plane has missiles. Some don't. I guess some have just the rockets. But 90% of my kills are guns. So it's
awesome.
But you have a lot of missiles, and most of the time, your missiles they're going to be flared by the other pilots. So you just use them to get them in a position, right? You make them use their flares, dive down. It either sets someone up else for the kill, or you come in with your gun. So, I mean, it's still a really good dogfighting game.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's built for gunfighting, dogfighting. Absolutely.
Right? You got light fighters, medium fighters, heavy fighters, attackers, and interceptors. So it's 5 different types, right, Legus? Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Sorry. But so, and then going back to their Friday night fights, right? It was a squad v squad. You set up a 5v5 custom match, and it was, let's say everybody had to play level 20 planes, right? So you could choose whatever plane you wanted, and a lot of people would choose the same plane, right? You'd have, let's say, you'd have 3 Su-57s and 2 of something. So now, moving forward on their Friday night fights, where they do a 5-man custom match, you have to have one of each type of plane. So you have to have a light fighter, you have to have someone flying a medium, someone flying a heavy, someone flying an attack, and someone flying an interceptor. Both sides. So that's gonna make it even more interesting, in my opinion, especially like the guns only games, because
Yeah.
someone's got to be in a heavy, someone's got to be in an interceptor, right?
Pretty,
And so
pretty cool.
it's going to make everything different, and it's going to make the strategy different.
Right. There's definitely a lot more opportunities for maximizing on strategy as opposed to it's only this one strategy for this 2 type of plane and that's it. So.
Right. Let's say their team for their attack plane takes an A6, which allows jamming, right? And I take an A10, which has the most hit points in the game, right? The most armor in the game. And let's say and it heals itself, and then I have a mod on it that gives me health if I kill, in a row. So I mean, right?
Dude, that's cool. It's like
We're going to
charms or
choose
something.
what kind of attack are we going to use against theirs? What kind of interceptor are we going to use against theirs? I mean, so it changes the strategy a lot.
Yeah, from 3D to 4D chess, no doubt, right? So tell me the difference between 3D chess and Hungry Hungry Hippos.
Right. Let's say you choose an F-111, right? You choose an F-111 to go sky high in. Well, I have a J-20. Mine's stealth. So I'm going to be able to shoot you before you shoot me.
Oh,
I mean,
interesting.
that's right.
That's pretty
So
good definition.
it changes how that guy's going to fly that F-111 for sure.
Mhm.
So, I mean, there's just a lot of different.
But you're able to strategize too. Say you have somebody in the F-111 come in, and you have your teammates who may be in interceptors or something, and they're sitting back, and you're like a bait, and you can use that as a platform to go kind of like a chess match. It sounds
And
like.
here's the other good. Yeah, here's the other good thing about this is I recommend that if anybody watches this and they're not part of a Discord server other than Metalstorm, because there's tons of squads out there with Discord servers, and I recommend that you jump in voice when you're flying with somebody. I
Oh,
mean,
absolutely.
it makes a world of difference, the communication you have while you're flying. Plus, it's just funner, man. You get to meet people from all over the world, right? I mean, and no matter your religion, your race, any of that stuff, we all have one thing in common, and we're just playing games, playing this game, right? And it just brings, and so it's like that whole community thing, right? Discord's a huge part of it. So, I mean,
You just
that's
described
what I
the
like.
CoolKegs podcast, my man.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Legs.
What's up?
What's going on with Dragon Wolves, my man? How are you doing?
Well, I mean, a lot of people might have noticed that we've lost a couple members. We've gone through a bit of a transition stage. So, I mean, we're rebuilding, we're moving people around, and we're keeping things going. We're still up there on the leaderboards, and we're actually looking for more pilots if there's anyone who's interested in looking for something more active and engagement. So.
Well, so isn't the main squadron still in like the top 5?
DRW 1's still number 2 on the leaderboard.
Okay.
DRW 2 took a little bit of a hit, but I think we're still in the top 20 there. And
Wow.
so we're still working.
Like,
what would make a guy like you hang around a game for 4 years?
Well, the game itself, I think, is freaking phenomenal. I mean, I like I said, I looked at once you guys came over, somebody streamed Sky Warriors for me, and I was just like, oh my god, this game is garbage. It was just looked horrible. The graphics, like the graphics on this game, they look like this.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an F8. That's a Super Hornet right there.
Mm-hmm.
Just driving that knife in my back right there, dude.
This is one of the paint jobs for the Super Hornet right here. So,
on that poster there behind you mean that poster?
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
Right? And there's
I love you, dude.
up there. There's an F-57.
How does one go about getting one of those posters? I'm just curious. All I'm saying.
No, but I mean, really, like, that's what it looks like. Am I wrong? That's what it looks like when you're flying them.
If you have a good computer to run it on, like the graphics can look incredible. And the fact that you can play it on your phone as well. I mean, that just makes it a very compatible game. The matches, like David was saying, like matching takes 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes tops to find a match.
Max.
5 minutes to run a match, max, right? Like, so, I mean, if you only have a few minutes. Right?
Unless it's a close air-sup game, right? Close air-sup game might last a little longer than 5 minutes. One of those 200 to 199 games back and forth.
For sure, right?
Right.
And it's always the best, a little extra time. It always gives you a little extra adrenaline to see those games.
But yeah, like that other game I thought was garbage, right? The graphics on it were garbage, and then just the way, like I said, you have all those 5 different types of planes, right? And you have to fly them differently. You can't take a light fighter up to 10,000 feet. You're going to get blown out of the sky. You got to stay low near terrain, right? Use the terrain. Right. Whereas an interceptor, you want to try to get up so you can launch your long-range missiles. And again, those missiles might not hit. Some of them might. But it's sure, if you don't have something to combat an interceptor, your whole team is like, oh my god, because it's just missile after missile, and all that thing's doing is making you move, and all of his little buddies coming in, right? And you're already used your flares, and it's so there's a huge strategy in that. So
it's an eye in the sky. He's putting pressure on you, keeping you low in terrain, and letting his teammates know exactly where you are. Right while you're sitting there busy dodging those missiles, they're setting up, getting right into position, and just moving in. Right. So,
because the thing with the radar on this game too is, if someone spots somebody visually, it shows up on everybody's radar. So this guy's up at 10,000 feet, and he sees all those guys down at 3,000 feet. All your whole teammate sees them down there too, even though they can't see them physically because they're behind a mountain. But they know where they are, but they don't know where you are because none of them can see you. The only thing they see is that one F-111. Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so you're not marked on the map right out the gate. You can hide.
Correct.
Right.
I'm an ambush predator.
Off the spawn, you don't necessarily know where the other team's going. You could be going straight towards where they're coming from. But if you're playing a coordinated team, they could decide, no, we're going to go all the way over here, come around.
Correct. Or maybe 3 this way and 3 this way, or, again, and the thing about it is if you see like my squad online and we're in a 5-man team, 3 or 4 of us are in voice while we're flying. So I don't know about the other teams, but if they're not in voice, we've already got a huge advantage, right? Because we're all talking to each other, or whatever.
Yeah, the coordination.
Whatever, right? Yeah, whatever. But using voice is where it's at.
Yeah,
that's just a huge thing. No, right. Being able to communicate through voice, like, yeah.
Almost any plan you make is ruined within the first 10 seconds of engagement. So, yeah, definitely voice being able to coordinate on the fly, change up, and adjust to the new situations helps indefinitely. I mean,
How many people?
well, speaking of graveyard, what else do you do besides fly? Like, what do you do for work?
I work at a semiconductor plant here where I work. That's what I do.
That's cool. Well, okay,
I
that's
test
really cool.
microchips. So a nice little computer and your phone. You're welcome. You guys are welcome. You're welcome.
Oh, thank you, buddy. Lenovo. Yeah, thank you again. Such a big advantage.
Right. I can get you a chip for it. I can't get you the thing. Yeah. I might be able to get you a chip. That's about it. Yeah.
Well, dude, you've been here so long. How many squads have you flown for? I mean,
just two.
Two.
So I never when I played Warwing, I played Warwing for probably 6 or 7 months before someone asked me to be in their squad. And it was the leader of Kerr asked me to be in his squad. And I said, sure, I'll come over if you bring my buddy over, because we would sit in my car on break and play War Wings, right? We'd sit right next to each other and play War Wings. And so, anyways, I said, I'll come in if you bring him in with me. So me and him joined the squad, and he asked if I had Discord, and I was like, again, sorry, but I had no idea what it was. I had never even heard of it. Yeah.
I thought it was a scam.
So he told me it was this free app, do this, do that, and I've been in Kerr ever since. So almost 6.5 years, maybe. I've been in Kerr.
Talk about loyalty.
A long time.
Wow, bro. I'd say. So Diggs, tell me what it's like, man, to have everybody look up to you and be, such a big deal.
I don't think people look up to me at all. I think people will ask me questions because I'm knowledgeable. Because I've been I'm a different kind of moderator than Legatus here. Like, I don't like to sit here and type on the keyboard in the Metalstorm server. Every once in a while I'll jump in there. But like I said, I'm sure Legatus has a whole bunch of servers too, and I'm sure he gets plenty of DMs in the back. But most of the stuff that I do is like behind the scenes, right? I jump in servers and I actually talk to these guys, and I give them tips. I help them with their settings, right? I go through all the settings with them. I'll get on voice and share my screen and say, look, try this, because, and I think Legatus will agree, we've been playing bots for so long, right? And it's just amazing to see how many, almost every match now you get people, unless you're in 20s. There's still not a whole lot of teams out there in 20s, but there is more than there used to be for sure. But I want everybody in this game to get up to that level. And so every game is a 20 to 19, 20 to 18. I don't care, what squad it is, because right now there's squads, there's levels, right? There's levels to this game, whether you think so or not, right?
Yeah.
Not everybody can play against, like our squad or Dragon Wolves or that new Spec Ops. That Spec Ops is just, that's top 5, top 10 players in the game right there on that one squad. So, I want everybody to get up to that level. So when I go into these servers, I tell them every single freaking tip that I know, because I want you guys to be up here with us so we can all just, no matter who's fighting you.
So you took the community mod part really seriously. Like, community is what's important. Sure seems like being a mentor.
No, I want everybody to know everything, right? I don't want me to hide all the tricks, and because there's so many guys. A guy I talked to today had no idea about going into his general settings and doing his camera distance and camera view. And I'm like, oh, bro, like these are game changers, man. Like it's just gonna make you a better player. These little tiny things, So I want everybody to have that. So I always say this to everybody, right? You can DM me at any time, Diggity-208. DM me at any time. And if I don't know the answer, I'll get you the answer. But that's how I do it. I don't like to do I just can't do it. I just can't be on that, typing all the time. I just can't do it.
Right.
I like the squad competition in the game. Is it pretty good? As far as
my God,
I hear y'all talking about the squads are ranked and stuff, it seems like. So
they are ranked by trophies, and that's a whole nother subject as far as trophies goes and how good you are because of your trophy count. That's something to be questioned. But there are squads out there. LAA is one of them, right? One of these new and up and coming squads. Killer Swarm, the Nuke guys, the Synergy guys, even the NATO nations, right? I mean, what are they now? Screaming Eagles or whatever.
I think they might have changed their name, but there's a whole bunch of squads that are active. They're using Discord. They're definitely picking up the level of competition, and they're bringing their A game. When we run into them, they definitely keep us on our toes.
Yeah. You got to pull your pants up. Like, okay, go ahead.
I'm competitive. When it gets to something like that, I may play it for fun, but it still boils down to, I like the competition. I like, being able to, and like in the game I play Sky Warriors, I was in squads where I was up, number 2 squad. I've been as far up as number 2 squad in the game, and it was a grind then, but I didn't mind the grind. I just like the competition. I like playing high level.
We can get you that here.
So what if I just decided to come in and buy all the planes?
That would be honestly like the worst idea, to come in and buy your plane like that, because the way the algorithm works, you get yourself a level 20 plane and you're flying like that. The only people you're going to run into are like right here in this podcast. And these are guys that didn't buy their way up to it. They flew their way up to that. And what's going to happen is they're going to smoke check your ass so quick that you're going to quit playing altogether, because you're going to be so demoralized.
Well, and here's the good part about this game too. I know Sky Warriors, you had to buy your gas tanks, you had to buy your ammunition, you had to buy your missiles, you had to buy decals to make yourself better than everybody, right? Or whatever. You can buy, you can spend the $6 or $7 grand, or however much it would cost, somewhere up there. I don't know how much it would be, right? You can spend all that, right? You can spend all that money to get all the planes, right? Your plane is going to be exactly the same as my 3-1. Again, everything that I know, I have told Chainsaw, who is our brand new moderator. Thanks, Chainsaw, by the way. Congratulations,
Chainsaw.
Congratulations.
Well, he
brother.
gave me permission. He gave me permission to drop it, so I'm going to drop it. I will.
You are?
But,
I like Chainsaw.
Yeah. So everything that I know, Chainsaw has put in his server, his squad server, the LA community, and he's got a channel in there called Tips and whatever. And everything that I've told him, everything that I know about the game, he's put in there. And there's also a tips and tactics channel on the Metalstorm server. So you can go there. You can just drop a line in the Metalstorm server. That's the good thing about this community. There's 15,000 people there. A lot of them have been playing for a long time. You drop a question in there. If it's not a moderator, somebody's going to answer you.
Nowadays, you ask a question in there'll be a dozen people that answer you before a moderator even has a chance to look at it. Like it's
right,
and everyone's there honestly trying to help and promote the best equal competition. Right, everyone wants everyone to do the best they can to bring the best match possible. Right.
Yeah.
Another game. That's what I did a lot of. I had a lot of tactics. I even drew up, made artwork showing tactics in the game, how to use this, how to use that, and I would drop, for people to see.
I didn't do any of that. I didn't do any of that.
But yeah, I'm one of those that's going to grind. I ain't going to buy my way up. I'm going to fight my way up. I want to fight my way up. I want people to be afraid to see I like it when the people I'm facing go, may have to say, oh, I got to buckle down because I know so-and-so's over there. That's what I like.
Well, that's how I feel when I face Legatus. Like, oh, God. That's why I always try to go for you. I always go for it.
So, Duke, did you ever fly for LAA?
He remembers that community. We had a good one going. I've flown a war in this man's honor before, and I'll tell you, you should come flap with us for like a week. Give it a shot. Just see how you feel, and we'll give you some good guidance, and then you can go where you want or stick with us, whatever you want to do after that, and just give it a shot. But Shane will be there. We'll all be there. We'll introduce you to the game.
We're all there.
And
I mean,
Pops,
really.
Catfish. So speaking of chainsaw,
they're all there, bro.
Speaking of chainsaw and competition, right? So, like I said, you have LAA. They do Friday night fights every Friday. They invite a squad, or a squad says they want to challenge them, and they all jump into that server, and they have a set of matches, right? They have I'm trying to think. Like, here's how the matches are going to go. Right. It's going to be 3 matches of this, 2 matches of this, vice whatever, right? They do that every Friday night, and then they do the FAFOs on Sundays, where you can call someone out. Like, let's say you want to call Xanatos out. Hey, me and you 1v1 Sunday night, 3:00, whatever, right? You can do that, and they'll host it, and they'll stream it live on Twitch for you. It's pretty cool. Then you have then you have the Nuke Killer Swarm guys. They do a what is it?
Mullets and Bullets?
Nope, it's on Saturdays, and it's called Mullets and Bullets. Right? Mullets and Bullets.
Mullets and Bullets.
Right, by Killer Swarm.
I like that
is
one.
the squad, but it has the Nuke. They always say Nuke right before their name, but their squad is actually the Killer. The squad is actually Killer Swarm. Anyways, they do that, and it's open to anybody. It's not, you just don't, anybody can go show up, and they just set up custom matches for everybody, and they switch people out, and so they do that on Saturdays.
I mean, it's almost every day of the week.
Exactly.
You have an event.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
It's amazing. Like, the community's growing so big, dude. It's crazy.
Right. So, and then you have Synergy. Synergy's the other one.
Yeah.
They do the Monday Night Mayhem.
Monday Night Mayhem.
Right. Monday Night Mayhem. And last week they were in the Metalstorm server, and I don't know how many people were in that server at the time, but there was at least 15 to 20 people in there in that server, wasn't there?
It's the size of the voice chat in the Metalstorm server because of it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. But they're anyways. They do this thing, right?
Anyways.
And so there's a lot of competition. There's been the Rumble tournaments, the Unbound tournament. Lord Farquaad just got done. That tournament lasted how long? Freaking like forever.
Months.
3 minutes. So it's about 3 months. And then the next event after that.
So what has happened is Chainsaw, Lauder, who run the Rumble tournaments, and some other players have all got together, and they're starting a new thing called the League, and it's going to be
the League.
I think it's going to drop tomorrow. He's going to go live with it tomorrow.
This is going to be fantastic. Awesome. Well, you got the media side for the League too, so it's going to be fun,
I believe it's going to be posted on the Metalstorm Discord server, and then
probably in the tournament channel.
Right. And so and this is going to be a 3v3 guns only, level 20, no matching plane rolls. So everybody has to have a different type of plane. And it's just going to be a 16-team tournament. This is the inaugural one, right? And we're going to make sure this thing, goes off without a hitch. And I imagine it's going to just get bigger and bigger. The next one, maybe we'll have 24, 32. Maybe we'll have to start going into an actual league.
100.
Where we have to play a little bit of the season before we go to the playoffs. But I think it's going to be huge. I think it's going to be huge.
Well,
so
Bayless
that's
of the community, apparently. So,
well,
this is crazy.
As a new player,
this is crazy.
As a new player, I got one question: What's the first bird I should get?
I mean, you don't get a choice.
You don't have.
It's a bit linear. You get a couple choices at every hangar stage, but you're kind of forced into picking A or B, and then A or B, and then A, and then you have to pick B as well. So you start with the F5,
part of this,
and everyone's going to want to get to the F-16, the F-14, the F-18, the F-22. Everyone wants those famous planes, and you're going to end up getting a couple other ones. But I mean, every plane in Metalstorm has its strengths and can take on just about any other plane. There's definitely a couple that, this one's not the greatest against that one, but I mean, a good pilot can figure out how to fly the F5 just as good as the F-22, right? It's not about.
So it is dependent on you being a good stick. If you're a good stick, you can adapt.
Right.
Exactly.
Everything has its own characteristics. Some have their own special abilities and special characteristics that are passive too. I mean, each plane is pretty unique in that way. And once you learn how to use it effectively, any plane can be used well.
Well, and really, you can be downed by any plane.
A killer at level 1 is a killer at level 20.
Exactly. Everyone likes to talk about their favorite plane, but what's your least favorite plane? Just out of curiosity.
Well, I probably would have to say, I mean, the MiG-19 is kind of tough to use. I am starting to get the hang of it, though. So,
kind of a harder
I mean, it might be that one for now, but I don't have the J-20, in all fairness, so...
yeah. I mean, that's fair. Well, Diggs, how about you?
Right.
How about you, man?
So, I actually love the MiG-19. I don't know what he's talking about.
What did
it's unique. I'm getting you to it,
That's crazy.
And I know people are going to think I'm crazy for this, but I hate the Delta Dart. I cannot stand that plane.
That definitely is not a favorite.
I don't know why. I don't know why. I have the hardest time flying that plane. I don't know why. And every time I get a nuke, somebody fucking kills me. So I'm never gonna use it anyway.
That's me every time. Or I'll nuke myself.
It's gimmicky, and if you end up dying with it, then you have to try to recharge it all over again.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Like right at the last second.
It's hilarious. Well, guys, speaking of the Delta Dart and the nuke, Farquaad put out that Icebound video, that Nukebound. Did you see that, Diggs? Like, it was pretty cool to watch.
Oh yeah, that was fun to watch. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, well, guys, basically, we're kind of creeping up around that ending time. Did you have anything you wanted to talk about? Shout out, Diggs? Anything at all?
I forgot to shout out the one and only, the man who started it for LAA, I believe, helping them with their Twitch, with Zman. That guy is amazing, right? That guy's amazing.
Right,
so.
great guy, dude. He's amazing. I know. Big shout out, Z. I can go on and on and on, but he's been a fantastic friend and more than just
he's a great guy.
Video game.
Yeah, he has a great show. He's fantastic.
That's the other thing. Yep, he does.
He's a straight professional. Yeah.
Well, and here's what he does too: is on his Twitch stream. If you watch his Twitch stream, you can register to win 80 gold. Like all the time. They have
kidding.
80 gold giveaway.
Yep.
He made short videos on everything. Again, right? I try to show him everything I know. He actually made videos of all of that stuff. So instead of
Dude,
going and having to read it, you can watch a video.
Dude, he's good at it too, and Hey, that reminds me, guys. Check out Zula Group on Twitch, Wingman Zula on YouTube, and Pat Eyes Aren't Drains. Sorry, Scuba Steve, they just aren't, bro. I'm so
Pat eyes are
sorry.
not drains.
Well, do you got any more questions, guys? Zan, Duke, anybody for Diggs?
Let me see. I had them all answered, but let me think. Actually, I've had all mine answered for the game. He sold me when he said he was in the World War, in the gun-to-gun games, and then now he's playing it. So that sold it on me because I'm the same type of player. And
well, so you're documenting like the first time player, right? On
mine?
TikTok, dude? What's your TikTok?
Big Duke 6 at CoolKegs.
At CoolKegs? On
I guess
tap,
how it goes.
CoolKegs. Yeah. So definitely search us up on TikTok now.
That's how it goes.
He's had it for a while. Last words, Zan? Anything for him?
Yeah, I got a question for you. Who you got? Mike Tyson or Jake Paul, bro?
Are you asking me or him?
I'm asking you, bro. Diggs.
Oh, fucking Mike Tyson all the way.
Oh, absolutely.
I think Mike Tyson
Absolutely.
ate him for breakfast.
It's not
Dude,
an
he's gonna-
exhibition, is it? It's an actual fight.
Yeah,
and it's like
fight.
Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth or bitten in the ear.
I thought that was funny what they said during that.
If
During
Tyson
that Tom
hits
Brady
his
roast?
brain, his ribs going to touch his backbone.
What happened? I didn't watch that.
That's right.
Oh, it's awesome, and they mentioned this.
Dude, how's it really going to go down? Like, come on, Zan, tell us.
Well, he's gonna.
Your
They
combat
were
expert.
saying on the roast, they were like, he's gonna, it's like fighting a little baby. He's gonna beat him around in the ring. It's like it'll be the only legal abortion in Texas that night.
Oh,
damn.
wow.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
It's as accurate as is tragic on that, I guess.
Good jokes in that one.
Well, you kind of got to respect, Paul, for taking a Tyson
Well,
fight
yeah,
at any
anymore, I
age.
don't.
I mean, who wants to fight Mike
He
Tyson?
started
Here's the thing.
trashing on Tyson's daughter dying, dude. Now he's gonna
Oh,
get
he
his.
did?
Yeah, now. Oh yeah, he did.
Really?
I can't
Well,
imagine
I
that
didn't know
Tyson
that.
would ever. And there's all kinds of backlash about it. Actually, I don't think he was part of
Dude,
that.
what a scrub. What a scrub, dude. Wow. What a scrub. I didn't know that.
But
I hope Tyson actually does cause an abortion here. Hit him in the nuts a few times, Talk about my daughter, I'll take all
Right.
your kids. It's the Mike
Right.
Tyson way.
my thing is
I don't-
if you've ever seen that podcast with Mike Tyson and Sugar Ray Leonard, when Mike Tyson
right.
talks about war, the art of war, you can tell he's got a beast in him, and if you wake that beast, it's going to be bad.
He's a smart guy, actually. He's pretty smart. He's a student of boxing anyway.
Oh, I
know that.
There's always going to be a person of some sort.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, bud.
I think it's a lose-lose for Jake Paul. No matter what. If he loses, he got his ass kicked, right? By a 52-year-old or however old man.
Mhm.
If he wins, you beat up a 52-year-old man, right? So it's just a lose-lose for him. He might make some money.
Well,
would-
like Joe Rogan interviewed Mike Tyson one time, and Joe Rogan got a bigger table just because of that interview. Just because
That's right. So how would you describe Metalstorm, Diggs? I mean, if
I would say Metalstorm is a squadron-based dogfighting game, and it's the best dogfighting game out there for mobile, and it's cross-platform. I mean, you can use a controller, you can use a flight stick, you can use your PC, mouse and keyboard, you can use your thumbs. I mean, it's just so universal, right? And yeah, I would. I'm a moderator on the server. Again, I might not type a whole lot in there, but if you send me a DM, I'll answer it. If I don't know the answer, I'll get the answer. I'll move it up the chain just like that. I'm not afraid to wake these guys. I'm not afraid to wake him up. Look at us. Because I've sent him messages before. People ask me, hey,
Sorry.
how many points or how many parts do I need to get from level 1 to level 2 and vice versa, all the way up? And I said, well, I know there's a list out there, and I think Legatus has it. Legatus, where's the list? Right?
I'm
Boom,
back,
there it
buddy, by
is.
the way.
So that's how I work, kind of behind the scenes ish. I like to talk to people. I like to meet people.
Sorry. Legs, final thoughts for Diggs? One last question.
Well, thanks. What would you've got 6 years around the community, around these flying games. You've been playing Metalstorm for a few years. What change are you most excited to see? Hopefully next. What would you be hoping for the next big change to Metalstorm to be?
Oh, geez. That's a loaded question, bro.
Go easy, Diggs. Go easy.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man.
Don't hurt him.
As far as like gameplay or all around everything, like I mean,
well, anything. What would get you excited? What kind of change would you be excited to see for anything? Anything
like,
from mapping to gameplay to a new map to a new game mode or what?
This is a mod
so
v
what
mod
I missed
question
the
too.
most about War Wings was the league, right? They had a league every 3 months, and it was. I mean, there were 4-man teams, but you could only match up with 2 during league. So it was you and another pilot. You'd get stuck with 2 random pilots, and you'd fight against 4 random pilots.
That's
And
kind of
you
cool.
would have to fly and rank up, right? And it was just the competitiveness of that, but it was in game, not third party like we're doing. I love all this stuff that everybody's doing. I love it, right? But if they had some in-game tournament or league type structure to be in-game, so and that goes back to the rankings part, the trophy part, right? So
Right.
here, it didn't matter if you had, we'll just say this. If you had, I think there it was XP. If I had 500,000 XP and you had 0 XP, we start the league the same spot.
Yeah.
And it goes up for 30 days. And whoever ends up getting the most stars during that 30 days is the winner. But the thing is you win, right? And there were certain stages you went up, and you could go back stages if you lost. And you never knew who you were playing with. So it was always fun, and something like that in the game I think would be sweet.
Right.
Some sort
So
of
just
in-game league where everybody starts at 0 and you go up from there. After the 30 days is up, league's done. Here's the top freaking 50 players in the world, right?
yeah.
So that
Yeah.
was the goal, to be one of the top 50 in the world, which I hit one time in that by default, but it worked. I didn't
Well,
care. I was ranked 52, and 2 people got banned for supposedly cheating. So they got kicked out of the rankings, and I got moved up to number 50. So I got a new jet and everything. I was like, yeah,
hey, in the
Air
world.
Force General, bitches. Anyway, but by
Well,
default,
seriously. The official tag to that too, and making it, part of star form would be, I think it would be amazing. I mean, I'm on the same page with you, Diggs. I've been kind of saying the same thing. Something official. So, what's your thoughts on like third-party cheating apps or just cheating in general,
I have
man? Like,
not. So I know what those are, right? I've
Mhm.
seen those in War Wings. I have never, ever, 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 ever thought that anybody was cheating or had some kind of
like bot advantage or something.
I don't even know if it. I don't know. I'm not.
You might see a message maybe once every couple of weeks. Oh, I think this person's cheating, but you look at it, it's explainable. Bad ping or missile clipping maybe just a little bit off, but it's cheating has never really been
non-issue. But well, here I hope we're not giving anybody like bad ideas or something like that either. So don't try it. There's a reason why we don't see it, I bet. So they might be sniping people and we just don't even know it. How about that for a YouTube channel? They if they put that on their YouTube channel, them sniping cheaters. That's funny. Duke, final thoughts.
That's a good. I'm trying to come up with a good question. I pretty much have everything answered. I'm just ready to get going on it.
They had a boy. That's what I want to hear.
Had a boy. Well, with that being said, boys,
I'm cool.
I've been Diggity.
I'm Kegs.
And I'm not Big Duke 6.
And we the fuck out.
Fuck out.
Oh, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button.